Jay Larkin here with the daily, morning, nightly, however it ends up being, update. Had work all day today, which was kind of miserable, not because we were busy, but because I was kind of dying the whole day. Experiencing, migraine type stuff and illness type stuff and all that kind of junk. I did survive, pulled in the day's wages. Fortunately, it was one of the slowest days we've had in weeks. So I was able to do little else but stand in the back, moping, counting the hours, thinking about the book. It's about 5 in the morning right now. I'm not finished, but I've kind of realized there are other people getting up right now and making breakfast, so I'm going to go upstairs, fry myself a couple of eggs, and then keep working. Hopefully the brother-in-law doesn't wake up, assume there's a burglar, and come at me with a baseball bat, because if he wakes up right now, I don't think he's gonna, take the time to double check on identity, or just use this as the perfect excuse to put a dent in my head. Everybody's gotta get their kicks somehow. As far as writing the book goes, I am still making quite a lot of progress, very happy about that. Technically today I'm going to try something different. As I've said, I struggle with writing during the day. I'm a night owl writer person, period. Part of the thing I figure is possibly writing in such a familiar situation when there's so much going on, where I can hop out in the hall, talk to the niece and nephew, hop out to the family room, talk to the sister or her helpers or the brother-in-law, just browse the internet, all kinds of stuff that I could be doing, and it seems like I should be doing, rather than staying in the cave and working on the book. It's too easy to do that and slough off, the criteria I've laid out for myself. The couple times before that I've done the penniless writer thing, gone and sat in a restaurant or somewhere that does not have a no loitering policy, I do get a lot of work done. So I'm gonna try that tomorrow, technically today, after I go to sleep and then wake up again. Find some place that doesn't chase penniless writers away with a broken broom handle. Starbucks I know is the preferred choice, but I don't drink coffee and don't much care for the smell of coffee. I might end up doing that and, I don't know, buy a hot chocolate or something, because that does seem like some place where they will least likely bother me. There's this Italian restaurant, good food, called Romeo's here, that sadly does not get a whole lot of traffic. So maybe I'll go there, buy a bowl of spaghetti, and they'll let me sit in one of their oft unoccupied seats. Excuse me, apparently Romeo's practices voodoo and listens for anybody challenging their business flow. But yeah, maybe I'll go there and try to get some work done. My goal for today / tomorrow, by whichever technicality you choose to follow, is to actually finish all of the fill-in writing, which is semi-substantial, but I know how I want it to go. The path is set, I just have to trot out the steps. I'm at a very exciting part right now, so I don't think I'll have trouble keeping that flow going. When you're reading a book and you reach the end of a chapter and it's like, and then John fell down the hole towards the terrible spikes of doom. Next chapter. It's kind of hard to just stop there. That's a technique I try to employ in my writing, which helps, will hopefully help readers to keep turning the pages, because I find when I'm able to easily set down a book, once a chapter is over, it's easy for me to sit down the book and not miss it. I've experienced that a lot with some of the books that have come out recently. But also I do that to help me in the writing process, because I want to see how it unfolds. Often I'll, set out this carefully laid plan. This is going to happen, and then this is going to happen, and then Thomas does this, and then da-da-da-da-da. But then as I'm writing, it just unfolds naturally in a completely different and much better direction. So the discovery process never really ends. Even once you have finished a chapter or a book, I have actually finished the book before, but like with this whole unplanned arc that has put me behind schedule now almost 4 days. 4 days? Yeah, 4 days. It just sort of happens and you have to go with it, and hopefully it'll be much better for having gone with it. I've settled into this sort of rhythm where when I don't have to work the next day, therefore don't have to worry about my sleep pattern being inhuman, I spend 3.5, 4 hours working on those hats that I talked about before. You probably didn't see I did a finger motion this way because that's where I keep them, up in the closet. So getting a lot of work done there because it does require some time, and I want to actually, have stuff to give out around Christmas. Granted, I'm ahead of schedule there, should be focusing more on the book, but once I finished those and listened to my allotment of Jon Stewart or Conan O'Brien or whoever is up that night, I get, down to work on the book. Which means internet off, no music with lyrics going, just me and the world of Four Sleeve Investigations, and nothing else. The rest of the world is shut out until I decide to stop and make some fried eggs and do the vlog. What else? The other night I talked about platforming and how I thought about doing a Facebook page. 3 whole people have said, yeah, that's a good idea, on Facebook, not on here, because nobody comments on this. Why would they? And I think I am going to go that route, just because free platforming, I mean, why not? Part of the thing that I'm still working on is what exactly I'm going to put on there. Obviously, links to when I talk about the book on Twitter or on the blog, or when I do a vlog post, which is almost all about the writing thing. I don't know. What else would go on there? I mean, it would be the central station for talk about the book. Snippets, maybe, but I don't want to put too many up because it'll get to a point where any agent or publisher will be like, well, you've basically already published the book for free and there's nothing left to, draw people in. That would be a bad thing. So maybe artwork, but I am in fact not an artiste. I love art and doodle quite a lot, but I don't want people to see my slapdash, rather unclassy artwork and think, oh, this is the absolute image for this. I have some friends who are very talented artists, but I don't want to go, asking them to be art whores for me, because I would not be able to pay them much, and nobody wants to be made to feel like a 2-bit art whore. And quite frankly, I don't even have quite 2 bits to offer. So, I don't know, I mean, what else do you offer to build a platform? I've thought about putting the entire first chapter up, because that's usually what any publishing shtick would do. Shtick was an improper word to use there, but whatever. Is offer roughly the first chapter. Honestly, I prefer that when I'm a reader looking to purchase a book, because you want to see what the writing style is like. First few paragraphs is not enough to do that. First chapter is, a good way to hook someone in. There have been books before, however, where I've read the first chapter and we're like, oh, this is awesome, and, ordered it immediately, and then it gets there, and after the first chapter, the book does this, and it's very disappointing when you have, little X amount of dollars to spend on books, and you've wasted that on a craptastic piece of pages crammed together poorly. I had something better for that, I swear. But I've probably talked enough for one night. I'm gonna go make myself some eggs, and then keep working on the book, and then sleep for a while, and then initiate plan loitering writer. So, yeah, that's it. Thank you and good night or good morning. Whenever you're watching this, just have a great day.